Ustinov's family brought him closer to events. In 1999, MI5 files disclosed that Ustinov's father had worked as an agent for British intelligence before the war. In fact, he warned the government of Hitler's intention to invade Czechoslovakia. In his interviews with Michael, Ustinov hinted at his father's role, the full extent of which was only revealed later.
Let's turn to another aspect of your life, which is you're now coming up to this time towards the war years. We were, generally speaking. Your father was, in fact, working for the German embassy in the press office, wasn't he?
Yes, he was the press attaché in 1935. He left with the help of Lord Van Sittert. And they put in these notice that you wish to become British in a Welsh language paper in Carmarthen, which frustrated even the ingenuity of the Gestapo.
It certainly would.
Yes, it would.
Did in fact the position that your father had, and therefore the intimate knowledge that you had of what was going on, did you have any forewarning at all, that being the case, that war was imminent?
In 1938, I came back from my drama school to find him rather agitated. We lived then on the 4th floor of 34 Redcliffe Gardens in London, and he said, "Why are you so late? I want you to go to the movies." He'd never offered me that before. And I said, "Well, if you want me to go to the movies, I need some money." And he called my mother, gave me 9pence, and sent me off to the movies. It was so uncharacteristic for him, who was always saying, "You spend your time at the movies, you don't study enough." I didn't understand it, but I went down, and I was too late already. I understood that he was agitated. There were a group of old men climbing these stairs laboriously. They looked like a lot of elephants trying to find somewhere to die, you know. On they went. I stood flush with the wall as they passed, about 8, 9 old men. And I went to my movie and came back home. There was a bar of light under the door, asphyxiating smell of cigar smoke. I went to bed, and I never mentioned it again until the middle of the war, about 4 years later. I said to my father, "What was that evening, now that I think of it?" And he said, "Well, I had left the German embassy 3 years before, and all the contacts I'd made for them had been dissolved by Ribbentrop, who behaved like such an idiot while ambassador, that now, in 1938, I got a call from a phone box from the German military attaché, General Geyer von Schweppenburg. He called my father on a payphone and said, "Look here, as an ex-officer of the German army, I'm appealing to you. We're in such bad odor with the British, we have no contacts anymore. We simply must get the British to stand firm at Munich, because it's the last chance we have of stopping Hitler. And if you can arrange a meeting between members of the British General Staff and members of the German General Staff, our generals will take leave all at the same time, go to various European capitals, and come to England incognito by commercial airliner." This was the meeting.
In your house?
Yes, on the 4th floor, in case there are any historians listening, of 34 Redcliffe Gardens. And the British decided that they couldn't risk it. It may be a trap. And so we all started preparing for Dunkirk.